Paper one tips. So what I basically mentioned to begin with, that was more like generic, So now I'm going to dig deep into like specific papers. So if you're thinking of paper one in general, this is the idea. You need to I wrote here, stop spending years on financial math and probability. I legit put years there. Don't spend a lot of time on things like financial math and probability. I literally wrote here, don't say things like, I want to master financial math and I want to master probability, if you know that probability and financial math are the kind of topics that you just don't gel well with them. What you can do for those topics is know like a little about a lot. Just know what you can about the topic as a whole. Don't think to yourself that you're going to spend 4 hours on probability or 4 hours on financial math trying to master it, because it's just not worth it. Financial math is about 15 marks in a paper. That's just about 10%, which is a contribution of about 5% to your final math mark. So the best you can do for yourself there is at least be able to get about 50 to 60% of the financial math section and around 60 to 70% of the probability section. Even 50% of the probability section, that's still okay, So what I'm trying to say with those two topics, which I've pointed out specifically, is I've noticed with things like financial math, most people try to spend so much time on it, trying to master it, like, oh, I need to master these keywords, but it's like, dude, it's not worth it. Just know at least how to answer the basic questions, because remember, in your exams you always have those simple questions that just need a P formula, that just need an F formula, that just need a compound interest formula. Get those marks, the ones that need what do they call it, outstanding balance on a loan. Just get those marks, you see. So anyways, let me just close this window because there's outside noise. I come back. Anyways, so that was deliberate. So still talking about paper one, Remember, with paper one, you have financial math and probability that I said are small topics. Things like sequences and series, at least be able to get around 60 to 70% of the questions correct. With sequences and series, it's just so heavy on formulas and it's just so heavy on algebra. So with sequences and series, the one thing I can genuinely suggest is know your formulas, know what they're used for, and know how to use them. How did I just come out of my mouth? Oopsie, that was weird. Anyways, so I wrote here, don't hate functions and calculus / cubic graphs. So when it comes to paper one, if you still hate functions and you still hate calculus and you wonder why you still get those kinds of questions wrong, I mean, there's something wrong, I'm saying. So don't hate functions and graphs, don't hate calculus. Don't put yourself in a situation your brain hates that kind of topic or those kinds of questions, because functions and graphs and calculus, this is literally the bulk of your paper one. Like a good, I know this people might fight me on this, but functions and graphs almost contribute about 40% of your entire paper one mark, literally 40%. And sometimes if you really stretch it and you look at functions and graphs questions, you look at calculus questions on cubic graphs, and you look at and you look at what you call applications of calculus questions, when you're working with, like, I don't know, maxima, minima, volume this, maximum volume this, first principles. If you look at those questions and you add them up, you will see that most of the time it literally is almost around 40% of your full paper. Now with functions and graphs, you need it. I literally wrote here, okay, I didn't, but in my head, it's standard procedure for you to always aim to get at least 70 to 80% of all the functions and graphs questions correct. If you can push it to like getting at least 90% of all those questions correct, you are going to be in such a good spot, because that's where all the marks are. All the marks are there. Sequences and series, it's okay, it contributes a good chunk to your final mark. And then obviously the elephant in the room, okay, maybe it's not an elephant in the room, because everyone usually just brushes it. What does I would say? Everyone brushes it. That sounds weird. Brushes it aside. And that's question 1. Question 1, don't take question 1 for granted. Remember, question 1 is around 20 something marks, around 25 marks, which is around, quick maths is failing me. It's around 15% of your full paper. Yeah, close to 20% as well. I mean, 20% is really pushing it. But close, like 18%, something like that. And that's questions that you can actually get all of them right. Like legit, you can, if you know your algebra. And I guess it's time for me to plug the algebra course. There is an algebra course on the website. This algebra course is like, I think 4 or 5 chapters. And it goes through how to answer question 1 of your paper 1 exam. Literally, it goes through the algebra that you need to know. It goes through working out inequalities. It goes through nature of roots. It's like a well-rounded course to make sure that when you go into a paper 1 exam, you bank all. When I say all, I mean all. A-L-L. All. All the question 1 marks, like legit, because that's important, that's gonna boost your confidence and everything. I think I'm gonna break this video up into 2. Like, I'm going to say tips about paper 1, and then I'm gonna say tips about paper 2. So what else did I say about paper 1? So paper 1, I literally said here, master this, and then I put in brackets, master what did I say here? Oh yeah, I was still talking about functions and graphs. Yeah, see, man, if functions and graphs are still a problem, go to the basics. Go through grade 10 functions and graphs questions in like grade 10 exams. Go through grade 11 exams and go through the functions and graphs. Do that for yourself. Don't be what's that word? Proud. Yeah, don't have too much pride, When it comes to these kinds of things, my friend, if it means you need to go and look at grade 10 papers, do it, or else you're wasting your time. Because the thing is, in grade 12, most people think that, because I'm grade 12, I should just be doing grade 12 work. And, go back, homework. So, because if you're getting like 30s in grade 12, it means that you're lacking grade 11 work. Because grade 11 and grade 12, they're like this, They could have literally easily made this one long year. But, we have 365 days in the year, so... Anyways, I wrote here basics NB, do grade 11 questions and grade 10 too, and then I put here in bold, I said do it, just do it. Yeah, do it, okay? Just do it, don't be scared. So the last thing I'm gonna say here, I shouldn't have said that. Anyways, so with grade 12, I think I said everything that I needed to say, because here I wrote here, you see, grade 12 doesn't mean do grade 12 work only. And then the next thing I was going to be talking about paper 2 tips and stuff. So those are the tips that I can give you for paper 1 and tips in general for practicing and preparing. So I'm going to touch in the next video on tips for paper 2, and in the next video I'm also going to touch on tips like just general exam prep stuff, like what you want to do, how much you want to sleep. How much you want to sleep? Does it make sense? How much you want to sleep? Doesn't make sense at all, bro. How many hours? Well, tips on that, obviously. And just, that's in the next video. So if you've gotten this far and these tips were somewhat helpful, you can give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And, dude, I forgot, but I remembered now. If you're watching this video and you got this far, HISO is a 50% discount code for everything on the course platform. So I know that as of this recording, there is a 50% discount, whatever thing currently going on. But I mean, if it's like a few months in the future and you still see this video, this code works. Hint, hint. Now you know. So do yourself a favor and get yourself enrolled if math is still a problem, because I mean, like, don't regret this, like, don't like have this chance and then not take it because you want to save like money. Just spend the money.